You are about to witness the future in video game entertainment. The TurboGrafx16 Entertainment Super System. 16-bit power, arcade-quality graphics, and an unbeatable selection of titles. We'll show you what's available now and sneak previews of what's coming.
TurboGrafx16, the next generation video game system with the performance and power to blow you away. TurboGrafx16, turbo for speed, graphics for unbelievable graphics, with 10 times the colors of most other video games. And 16 for the high-energy 16-bit graphics processor that makes huge characters with unreal detail like you've never seen before. TurboGrafx16, it's more than a game. It's non-stop action and awesome adventure.
So at the same time as the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis are duking it out, there's a further contender, the TurboGrafx16.
Yes, NEC had released its console, the PC Engine as it's known in Japan, that basically brought across to North America and relabeled the TurboGrafx16, kind of playing forth the idea that in fact it is a 16-bit system when it really is only partially there.
16 for the high-energy 16-bit graphics.
But definitely, for a lot of people, it holds a special place in their hearts. It released a lot of quality games that people really enjoy, but certainly throughout the battle between Sega and Nintendo, it was strictly a third party.
So could the hardware keep up with Sega Genesis?
Not directly. It was capable hardware. Essentially, the TG16 would be like if you crossed the 8-bit system with a 16-bit system. The graphics were drawn with a 16-bit chip, whereas the contents of the actual machine itself were as 8-bit. So it was kind of like an upgraded Nintendo, not quite a Super Nintendo, if you're going to put it in terms like that.
It looks, from what you've got there, like it was a CD-based system.
That was really just a trick of packaging, actually. All the games themselves, certainly for the initial run of the system, all the games for the initial run of the system came packaged in CD cases like this, but were in fact cards. Small, hard, plastic cards that contained the game on it itself. A similar system that was known in the Sega Master System under very limited quantities and was quickly abandoned.
This is just a cartridge without the big box around it?
Essentially, yes. That's the idea, is that you just have less of a big plastic piece around it, and therefore maybe might be considered a little more delicate. When it came time for the TurboGrafx to manufacture their CD add-on, the cases didn't change any, and simply replaced it, and you would now have CD games inside. And once again, it produced a lot of great CD games were made for the TurboGrafx16, and inspired Sega to get into the market by releasing its Mega CD unit as well.
So to what degree did the TurboGrafx16 hold its own in any way with the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis?
For most of its lifespan, it was pretty much a far third place.
Far third place.
Certainly it was popular enough. There were some television commercials.
There was Atari, and there was Nintendo.
The next generation video games, TurboGrafx16 and TurboGrafx CD for live video games and 2,000 times more memory. Turbo Express portable, turbo chip compatibility, basic system $99.99. TurboGrafx16, the next generation now.
The marketing was not able to keep up with Sega and Nintendo, and it was really a far more popular system in its native Japan, where it lasted far longer than it did in North America.
Sega Genesis is using Sonic the Hedgehog as its mascot. Nintendo is mainly associated with Mario. What does TG16 have?
It didn't really have much of one. One could think of the Bonk series games as the closest that the TG16 had for a mascot, as a lot of people associate that system with Bonk and the Bonk's Revenge and Bonk's Adventure games.
the ultimate in radical technology, TurboGrafx CD. It uses the immense memory of CD software to bring you super intense game-playing action with nearly limitless levels of challenge and excitement. Like in Fighting Street, a kung fu-style arcade game with more than just a few kicks. And since TurboGrafx CD is a real audio CD player, you can slip in any one of the sizzling games or any standard audio CD disc and get rocked by mind-blowing CD stereo sound.